Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Constructing Future. Today I have a person that I call a paesano. Look how he's dressed,
Sure.
really like an Italian, with a great style. I love this guy. We've been connected for almost, I guess, like 5-6 years
Five,
right
six
now.
years already.
Yeah. So, you guys, welcome him to the episode.
Thank
Jerickson Nagy. That's how you pronounce it, correct? Nagy?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's running a successful residential contractor company slash cabinet company slash designing company. Am I correct?
Design and build.
Design and
Absolutely.
build. That's how we call it. And the company is called Celux. You guys need to check it out. He has a beautiful website. It does very beautiful things. We've been working together for the past 5-6 years, and it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you,
Jerickson.
David. It's an honor to me to be with you. Thank you to inviting me.
Yes. So the audience are residential contractor that we want to grow and scale their businesses, but they're struggling through the day-to-day operation. So we want to tell a little bit about your story and how you get to the point where you are, and what's the most things that differentiate yourself from other people.
Well, this is basically just through the experience and the whole years. I'm 10 years living in the United States. I started here as an architect.
Nice.
My background as an architect, I worked for Borges Architects during 3 years. The first 3 years I worked 100% on the design part, project management inside the office. And then I start to see this need, in the lack of connection between the link, the contractor and the architect and the designer. And it's when I start to think, I'd like to build stuff. I like to bring the final products, the finished products for people. And I start to get knowledge on this industry for kitchens in the mass production way when we start with the multifamilies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another, when I understood this, I start to get into deep onto the cabinets. I start to travel to your beautiful country. That's how I start to get all this, back
Style.
and feeling style from Italy. But I'm 100% Venezuelan with the, Italian soul.
Love it.
So
Love it.
in that case, when I visit the factories, it's amazing how we build things. And we as an architect, we don't understand so much about cabinetry. And we understand about the design and the concept, but once to build the box, or like a cabinet or whatever wall finish, you're going to get into those industry with the method or the technology that the Italian have.
Mhm.
That is already super advanced and polished. It's when you understand the capacities of what you can do robotic way with the talent and romanticism from Italy.
I love
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
this is what we cannot bring to the US yet.
No, not yet.
Because
I mean, we can bring it.
We bring the Italians, we bring the machinery, we bring everything. We bring the wine,
Uh-huh.
but we cannot have the romanticism of the weather, the people, the family oriented how the Italians
Yes.
are. So that's why everything came out so perfect from there.
Nice.
And I start to, I cannot say like a copy because I cannot copy that part, but I start to get the good reference from there and try to apply it in here and adapt into the American market. That's what creates the whole thing, without looking for anything, but for the needs of the clients.
Love
American clients with the timing, everything is for tomorrow. So I start to adapt the system, fabricating locally with European materials and get the final results in here, similar to what you have in Italy.
I love it. You say three very important things that for me are key for every successful business, and they say, okay, one thing is preparation, correct? You mentioned that you saw the need of closing the gap between the pre-construction phase and make sure that all of the material and all of the products are selected in the pre-construction phase before you actually getting into the construction phase. That's the first things that I want to discuss a little bit more about it, because most of the people and most of the company, they get into the construction but they are not prepared for the construction itself, and then they make so many mistakes during the construction that could actually be avoided during the pre-construction phase and during the selection. I want to touch that a little bit more. We go back. The second one is culture. Yesterday I just have another episode with new construction, and was Angelo was great, and we discuss about how you bring the culture inside of your company and people that we really are proud of what they're doing. And that's how we are, I feel like, as Italian, as a Venezuelan,
Culture.
you have it in your blood to really like bring that. I believe it that I need to bring the best as I can to my customer. And that's why you decide to bring
100%.
product from Italy. Because it's the place where you feel like you belong. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%. It's because I'm, 100% in whatever it is, do the right things always, regardless how is the process, you're going to finish. Whatever you start, you finish. So that's the concept of our company. And everybody who's working with me, my team, my team, they are always oriented with the same thing. Whatever we finish, whatever we start, we finish.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our business cards always, because we finish with the best intentions for clients, regardless of, we have to connect and be the blender of all these contractors, subcontractors, plumbers, electricians, plasters, finish, drywall, to match all these capacities, because everything comes perfect overseas, or we can fabricate everything perfect in here, but to fit it into the place that is already existing construction, we need to struggle still with this mentality that we have here that we're trying to change. Because we have a good laborers here, but sometimes everybody wants to participate in the fast way to do things fast, and the finishes for us to adapt our products are not correct. So that's why I'm going from the finish, then I'm going behind. Okay, I need to do the drywall, then I do the drywall, then I need to do the backing, I do the backing, then I do the electrician, then the plumbing and all the things, and then I end up doing like the general contractor job.
Yes.
So I partner up with everybody. I'm teamwork with everybody. I'm teamwork with general contractors, interior designers, clients directly. This is our concept, designed to build for everybody.
Nice.
So we don't have limitations. If you ask me competition, we don't have competition because we teamwork always.
Mm-hmm.
How we used to work together years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me, Erickson, can you do this in whatever niche that I can fit and I can help? That's where we are.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So let's explore a little bit more what I was saying before about the pre-construction phase and how for you it's important in a construction process to have a great pre-construction phase when you actually prepare the things on plans and on all of those software that right now are available before you actually start the construction phase.
This is the importance is everything is in the planning.
Everything is in the planning.
So once the planning is done and it's 100% double check and everything is not missing in the plans, once you bring it to the construction, it's easy for everybody else. It's like, how can I blame an installer or somebody who's doing the installation of products when the things are running the plans? So to avoid all this, I prefer to spend time reviewing the construction documents, the shop drawings all the time. That's key for us.
Key.
Measuring 10 times, no matter what. Okay, no, I already measured. Go again. And I go myself. If I have something, but it's nothing better than to triple check.
Triple check.
Dimensions and everything.
So how much do you think it could be done as a percentage-wise in the pre-construction versus how much needs to be adjusted in the construction phase as far as percentage of planning?
100% is the
100% in the planning?
Yeah.
I would say like 98%.
90,
Let's give
yeah.
a 2% like we always adjust.
100% the planning. When you plan everything, it's like everything goes smooth. You can go to sleep because everybody's just following. It's a matter of managing.
Yes.
You are a master of manager, I remember. So
yes.
You know how it is, and we need to deal with people.
Yes.
With clients, and with employees and laborers. So when you make them feel as a team and you connect it with them, you translate whatever you create as a designer. All this once I bring the design from another designer and I created my shop drawings, communicating all this part of planning before to all the team. You can go to Italy to have a glass of wine.
Yes.
While everybody is taking care of your things here.
And not just like that, you protect yourself when it comes to, if you make mistake, you always have a backup and say, hey, this was the plan, this was the measurement, you didn't do it right, you need to redo it. Because if you didn't have a plan, so you didn't have specs, so you didn't have anything, then in the end, as a general contractor, your cost, you're gonna assume that cost
100%.
because you cannot always have a backup on the plans and say, hey, you did a mistake. And this is happening all of the time, unfortunately.
One of the particular things, if you remember how I work or how we work, is like there is something happening. If a problem happens, we solve it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look for, in the moment, who is the responsible. I just trying to, avoid that part because I'm wasting my time.
Mm-hmm.
They're wasting their time. If there is something happen already, have to be solved, we solve it.
Yeah.
We don't want to, let's find whose fault is this. Of course, there is cost for everything.
Yeah.
So that's why, our products we fit into the good price, fair price for clients, but we deliver quality products at the end.
Yeah.
And all this is calculated. If there is something that is missing, whoever takes responsibility, we just focus on solving the problem in that moment
Mm-hmm.
to keep going.
Yeah, that's one really, really key point that you just say there. And I did some mistake in the past because we are not perfect, but I was try to blame like other people and like actually focus more on the problem than the solution at that time. But in the end, it doesn't benefit you. Doesn't benefit your energy. Doesn't benefit the client. It doesn't benefit nobody. So, like you say, in the moment you always find, okay, what's the solution and at this problem? How can we fix it? And then later on we can discuss, okay, that's the cost, and whoever is gonna assume it is assuming it. But yeah,
That's the reality because once we understand the system here, that time is money, it's so worth it for everybody, and that's what I explain to my clients and to my team and to my providers. Everything like doesn't matter what happens if it's something that I have to keep going, we move forward. Because it's not just clients who's wasting money and time, it's also our time, also our labor's time.
yeah,
So everybody have a valuable time. And I appreciate it so much when people put efforts to finish in the good way, in the fastest way, because whatever one day delay costs time for everybody, waste of time for everybody, client space sometimes, to don't live in a place tons of money just to have that place no finish.
yeah,
My subcontractors, they have another jobs
yeah,
that they can, if they finish faster one job, they're gonna do another job, so they're gonna make more money.
that's right.
So everybody is everybody.
Everybody's busy.
So, and sometimes I have to sit down to explain to everybody to understand if it's not me wasting or you blaming or the other one, it's teamwork, and we're gonna finish
Yeah.
smooth.
I love that. I love that. So always pushing through. The actual message from this is always pushing through, always get it
Team
done.
working.
And in the end, I really see through the years that once you do that and you finish it and you pass the finish line, then everybody's kind of forgetting what happened before and all of the challenges and all of the fuck that you have
I
through the
understood
project.
this in a tough way, because everything that you were saying is experience. We learn
Yeah.
through the experience, and all the things, beautiful experience that I had was one of the beautiful ones. Like this guy who showed up to me in 400 units we were doing in Fort Lauderdale, 2019 before COVID hits, and that guy was like 78 years old. The senior superintendent of CAS Construction, I remember
Wow.
back then.
A lot of
And
experience.
he
right
saw how I was struggling, making everybody move faster, because I was putting all my heart and all my effort in that project, that it was, I was getting like exhausted and nervous and worried, and, emotionally I was devastated
there. Mhm.
because I was thinking that, I was pushing, and the project didn't go
Mhm.
as planned.
Mhm.
But they were involved like many crews, like plumbers, electricians, tile guys, countertop guys. Our crew was like a kitchen back then and countertops. And the guy told me, Erickson, sit down in the trailer. He told me one day, Erickson, remember something. No matter how harder you push right now, nobody's gonna remember you for that. Nobody's gonna remember the process. Everybody's gonna remember how you finish.
Hmm.
And true, all my clients that they have fight during our process, you know how the clients are,
Yeah.
they end up being our friends.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful part of all this, like when they recommend you and you are always busy because you did a fantastic job, regardless how was the process, they always gonna call you a friend.
That's an amazing message that you have it right there, and that's the strategy I use with all of the project manager. When we're coming back, we were not so experienced, like you say, and we were coming back to me and say, David, this client is screaming at me. He does this, he does that, and I say,
Typical.
wait, see down the road, like 3-4 months down the road, you finish the project. They very happy. They go into the house and they give you a gift. As a matter of fact, that happened multiple times where clients give it to them champagne and gift card to the project management and like handwritten cards, and like we were so happy. I have them cry and like for all the stress of the
Emotions, a
months
lot of
that we were
emotions.
through. Yeah, so it's true. I love that.
That's why forget about the process, but focus on finish it.
Yeah, and also like you always think this is something very that I learned through the years as well, that you think like we're living in Miami right now, and you think it's a big city that nobody is remember you if you do it the wrong thing, but you're very very wrong on that. Everybody knows the right people and knows if you did it a right job or a wrong job, and the people they talking a lot, and if you do the wrong things, that's for sure you're gonna come up with.
That's what I say always.
Always.
No matter a million projects and one is done in the bad way, everybody's gonna remember for the bad one,
For the bad one.
but not for the 900,099 that you got before.
Nice. I love that. So tell us a little bit more about what your goal for this year, where you see the company in the next 3 years, and what's your plan for it.
So Lux is focused right now and growing for going back again to the multifamilies.
Okay.
This is one of our divisions, and the high-end homes. We keep our clients from mid-end, low-end, anything that is related with our finished product from the good quality things. Company growing, like waiting now. Remember, new construction takes 3-4 years to get done. Not the construction part, but since the process of permitting starts, so when we go to the bidding process, it's like then after the approve is 2 years, and this is a branch that we continue managing to do. We did in Dallas, we did in Houston, and now we're waiting for a couple of projects here also, like they are potentially for the market that we are working for managing and bringing the kitchens
Nice.
and bathrooms. That's the division of Celux in that area, and we have also the focus the high-end homes to complete and finish. You know, team working with contractors, with our designers, or people that need final clients that need a design and build process. We are open to everything.
Nice. That's great. I love your plans that you have it. And what are the biggest challenge that you're currently facing right now in your company?
Marketing.
Marketing. Okay, that's a great topic as well that
Marketing.
everybody I feel like it needs to hear.
To push myself to do post and stuff, you know, like
Yes.
because we are busy, so we are working. You see if I check my phone, the pictures are only for the details that I need to correct, but not for the final product. So I need to start to. I'm doing right now. We have a team that we are working with the final marketing for content of the final products and finished projects, and we're doing great. I think this is the only thing that I was struggling right now, because slow down seasons, you know how it came from the past summer. This is not a secret for everybody. Was like slowing. We always, we're grateful that we have been always busy. But yes, you can feel that it was something that came from summer that slowed down, but now it's picking up again.
Yeah.
Now it's moving a lot with the new construction things. It's moving crazy in Miami. Miami is booming with that. So people slow down more, like the renovation parts. That's what we are thinking that is slow. I can tell like in a 30-40% less.
Yeah, I see that. I see that trend. But I see like you're doing a lot of events, and also for the audience, I want to tell them, as a business owner and as a creative person that you are, you need to be out, and yes, you have a limited time,
Yeah.
but the fact that you go out and you're shaking hands with interior designer, with other people, and working on collaboration, that it's a very very important things that you do to picking up
Yeah.
your business and actually get to the next level. Do you
Yeah.
agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Focus on networking with the people. There is always somebody that you're gonna meet outside.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot stay home.
Yeah.
You cannot stay in the office. You need to go out, shake hands, share, have lunch, dinners with people, have events, and introduce yourself. And people already start to talk about,
Yeah.
projects. Finished projects talk louder than whatever other marketing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what people understand and know, that final products, final projects is the best business card.
Nice. Tell us a little bit. You just came right now. We just before this podcast, you were seeing a client, and what did you do for market yourself? Because in the end, that's what you were doing today.
This is my friend referred me with some friends.
Friend refer you. Okay.
So I have to show up in the meeting, and I was unexpected that, I was chrono with the time, so I need to go see Davide,
Uh-huh.
and then came out that the client loved the proposal, and she says, "Can I see one of your house?" And we have to drive from the place we were having a coffee to South Miami to show one of the latest projects, like 2 years ago, that we finished for a family that are friends.
Nice.
And it was fantastic because she fell in love with the house, so she wants something similar. Like, she's feeling more confident when she says it's nothing better than to see final products.
I love it. That's a definitely great strategy right there,
Yeah.
guys. Whatever, like he said, the final product is speak louder than just try to sell somebody.
Than
So-
the rendering.
Than the rendering. So once you take them to and you keep the relationship with those previous clients, because you need to do a good job with the previous clients, and then you keep that relationship and you bring back the new clients to the whole clients. They spoke with each other. They use that as a testimonial, as a matter of fact. Like
100%.
they spoke very highly. I did it in the past. I was bringing somebody to see a project, and like actually the client that was there, it was speaking about me and the company like in a very high way, and it was wow, it's amazing. It's a great
That fit your
it's a
soul.
live testimonial
Yeah.
that you do it there.
It fits your soul. Like, you feel like
Mhm.
you're giving so much in that case, and this is the satisfaction that you get at the end. Is like you are grateful for that,
Yeah.
and the energy that you put to every project. People, believe it or not, if the client, even if he's difficult client, is a person that that is difficult to, no matter what, if you put your good intentions, your good energy, and all the effort for those people, that you're gonna dedicate your time to create something for them to live and understand them, because then we have to be like kind of psychologists,
Yeah.
understanding when they you have to deal with the husband and wife, you have to deal with the owner, we have to deal with any type of clients. You put your energy, and they love that part. That's what I think. This is one of the biggest part of success of Salux, that we put all our effort, emotions, and things. We canalize and we convert this into the reality,
Mhm.
what they want,
Yeah.
and they understand that our time is valuable for them as well. So energy is a lot of things in here.
Yeah.
Like if you put a good energy, good intentions, and they feel it, and your intentions are only to finish in the right way. So this is very important, and then everything starts to flow like the river.
100%, I agree with you, and I feel like also like the energy that you project and the clients that you, based on the energy that you project, you get the clients in your doors that are very similar of who you are, and that's where you start like really clicking it very well with those type of clients. There are some difficult one, there are some easy one. All of them are different, and they're going through that big journey, because remodeling a house or a new construction is a very very big project for them. So you can see them going through emotion. I remember one time I had a pregnant woman. She was about to give birth, so imagine the combination of big project with emotion.
Emotions, changes.
It was.
It's a lot of stress. So that's what I tell to my clients. If they don't want to get older, don't get involved in the construction process because they're going to stress. They don't want to understand what is a demolition. They don't want to understand what is something that is full of dust. And that's, our thing is tailored anything that they want. It's not only about the kitchens. It's not only about the finishes. It's about the experience, the whole thing that we tailor it. And we connect, how we work. We connect with the client and we understand the needs.
Yeah.
And that's when you have to sometimes remove your hat from the designer and wear the hat of psychologist, and then you have to wear the construction, then the financial part.
Yeah.
Because then you have to put all together and deliver a proposal that is not gonna, you study always all the market and you say, these people cannot spend this type of money. We are good on that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like clients to spend unnecessary money or something that you don't want to see or you don't want to use or you don't. Or first have to be functional and then we're going to put the aesthetic on top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's another key that it works on my experience.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I remember when we used to work together, like on the kitchen in Key Biscayne, that you were really attending the client and see, okay, what you really need, and have like a whole full 1 hour or 2 hours like meeting and preparation and what you really need and want and what we can do it and what you can afford it, because that was very important for her to have certain things in the kitchen or certain not, and then you were able to navigate that and really understand it.
Understand the budget first and then function. What is needed. Do you really need this space here? Do you really need this organizing here? Those are expensive. They look nice. So you're never gonna see it, but you wanna spend that kind of money. Why you don't apply in this other way? So we tailor it all the things, and we ask. Always remember, we always ask about how is the dynamic of that every day. Are you if it's a kitchen, we ask, do you use the kitchen at all?
Yeah.
You cook every day. You have a family of how many people, how many friends you wanna bring home, how many people you wanna sit around. So you start to make all these functional. It's an algorithm that you create for something that is going to come out as a functional kitchen, that is a social place.
Yeah, I love that. It's how important is communication for you in your team and with the clients?
It's 100% key.
Key, yeah.
Communication is the key.
Communication is key. More listen or more talking?
I like more like focus on facts that you're going to deliver the whole strategy at the beginning, and you guide them through something, that more or less, that you already digest and filter, like samples or things or materials, and then you communicate how the process is going to be in the short way, and they're going to be quiet. For the team, 100%, they know already the strategy. Planning is the key.
Mm-hmm.
And then we deliver. We don't cut, we don't do anything, we don't fabricate until everything is perfect, approved, signed and sealed by everybody, by the client, everything.
I stop you right there, because for me it's like very important to share this point that I say to my clients, like, you have to have the client sign on those shop drawing and putting on a date of it and putting how many revision is, so you avoid to them tell you,
that was the wrong material.
Was the wrong material, was the wrong color, was the wrong thing. So explain just quickly, I know it's a big process, but how you use that? What's your process in your company to avoid those mistakes?
First, I start to understand what is the taste.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not the designer, if I am the designer, I am guiding there, understanding more or less what is the taste.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
like
matter.
Kind of
it's
color
not,
palette.
It's not my taste. It's their taste. It's their area that they're gonna live in.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I understand that, I filter, because before, by experience, I used to bring 1 million samples, or you spend millions of days, because they don't know how to decide. So I filter in 3-4 samples, 3-4 colors, 2 options maximum right now. Delivering like as a schematic design, and then it's so easy because they start to love the first phase and they say, oh, approve. Then they sign schematics, they sign shop drawings, and they sign the sample colors.
Nice. So
For the-
everything
for the
needs to be
interiors I'm
signed.
talking.
Everything needs to be signed, and everything needs to have
Yeah.
its own revision. And on the top of revision, every time you
Yeah.
adding numbers to those revision, make sure that
You have to have all the records.
all the records,
For that.
keep all of the records. Yeah, I mean it's key. It's key because you can always go back and tell them the story of why they made those changes, and then most of the time affect time. Am I right?
Always.
Like always affecting time. So when you are in the kitchen and they told you, oh, but let's change this, let's change that, you presented them with a new revision of the shop drawing, and you make them sign with the date, and then you tell them that from that date it's gonna take 6 weeks or 8
Yeah.
weeks to get the kitchen, so they understand it that from today is 8 weeks, is not from the previous
From the
revision
time they
that
sign,
was,
yes, it's a time frame.
is a time
But
frame.
always, and you have to stick in there and be very consistent that this is the final, because they
Mhm.
love to go shopping around and look things. And I saw another one, and I love this color after they approve. So then you start to go back, but then
Mhm.
you have to be very sensitive in that part, because you cannot tell them no, but you already approved this, and this is what I'm gonna do.
Uh-huh.
I connected back with them and I said, listen, we want to spend only one more round of time to finalize. But remember, you already pre-approved something, so
Yeah.
but I'm flexible in that part, because I understand that people sometimes they are not 100% sure.
Uh-huh.
But I like when people, if they feel good with whatever they like, and that's our job
I love
to,
it.
to
I
develop,
love it.
to deliver and develop.
How do you see when your client a difference between when you're working with a person that is his own business, like a business owner, and that is doing his house, versus like a person that never done business or never done that, and he's doing like his first project?
Well, it's totally different to work like with a developer that is gonna do a house for sale. Is faster because they always like to be in the fast track.
Mm-hmm.
Than when it's a custom home. That happened that I just finished one for a friend of mine, and they never went through the process of building a house from scratch. We just have like soccer field as a land. There was a lot, actually was a soccer field of another lot, and we built from scratch.
Mhm.
It has been the whole experience, and we've been in changes, like a lot of changes, because they don't understand from the beginning the conception of the space. Even through renders, they were no, familiar with the proportions and stuff of heights of ceilings. And when they saw already the house built, they start to, say, wow, I didn't know it's gonna come out so big. This house is huge. And I said, yes, because you asked me for high ceilings, so and I wanted to do it like proportionally, but that's what it came out. So
Nice.
his experience is nice because they learn through the process. They get into the process and you teach them, but you prepare them before what is
Mhm.
going to happen, what is going to be next, and how it's going to be, how it's going to feel.
Yeah.
But they are visual oriented already.
Yeah.
But at certain point they want to see reality and they understand things when I'm done. And when they say, "Wow, now I understand, it's
I
done."
love it. I love it. You touch a great point, because I feel like right now with technology and the way that the industry is evolving so fast, and all of those goggles and the ability to actually have them work through their house in a 3D rendering, or something that they can actually like experiences before it's even built, it will make a big difference in the planning
Yeah,
phase.
we do all that in the technology part. We use all the softwares and including with AI, and it's working amazing. But at the end, what I said is like everybody wants to touch and feel.
Touch and feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For clients, you can do deliver render. I can walk the house through the plans
Mm-hmm.
because my brain was trained with that in the architecture career.
Yeah.
So, but to rendering, still people they don't understanding the conception of the space and touch and feel.
Mhm.
So. Nothing better than to have something already done to show,
Mm-hmm.
then they bring your clients in. And when it's clients live in another state, or you have to do everything online, so you have to work with rendering, so 3D tours. So that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's important both phases,
Yeah.
but I always like that they touch and feel things.
Love it. I love that point, and that's why you always, like, as a designer, you bring in sample, you show them the material, and you show them what the final product is, because then you don't want to, after it's built, go back and have them complain and say, no, rip it off and redo it. Because it's time and it's money that you're gonna throw into the
That
trade.
happens. And it happens.
And it
all the time.
happens. Like, nothing is perfect, Nothing is perfect, but by doing those things that we just discussed in this episode, I really see how contractor can save a lot of time and money in the planning phase. And I always say to my clients, please, please, please select all of the material in the planning phase. Make sure that the pre-construction phase is done 100% before you actually start the construction.
There's no other way.
There is no other way. Yeah, those big developers, those big builders, they actually build the whole building inside and out on planning and on paper before they actually start. Like, after 3-4 years, start breaking ground, and that's what you learn as well from the architects and the firms that you worked before.
Yes, it's another thing. To be inside the office and outside in the job field, it's so important to be connected with the job, with the job site. After you plan all the things and go and visit and visualize yourself always, because you're always gonna find something that you cannot see through plans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plans are measurements, plans are accurate things, but in proportional things, in perspective, in the reality, you have to always be adapted to the environment, adapted how you're going to tailor those things for clients, when it's a particular client, or when it's a developer or an investor that is doing things for sale. It's like you have to be everybody taste, because you're gonna sell something that everybody have to like.
Yeah.
So this is more kind of freedom for us as an architect or designer, so we can work freely in the free canvas when you don't have the input from clients, but it have to be something that everybody have to like a generic thing.
Yeah.
Because if you start with your own taste, sometimes people, that I love classical, more and modern, contemporary, I like eclectic things. So, but it's my taste.
Yeah.
So when you bring this to clients, sometimes clients say, no, I want something ultra modern. This is what people...
Yeah, I see the house that you finished over there in the RAL that you did, very modern, very high ceiling and everything.
Nice.
That's also my style, but like you say, everybody has his own style, his own things. I've done it for clients, things that I would never do for my house personally. But again, they love it. It's their house, and then you need to respect that,
100%.
Yeah.
You guide them, you educate them at a certain point, what is logic and what is needed and what is real. But when they want something that is their own desire, you have to work with that.
Yeah, I love that. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. We cover a lot, and I was so grateful to have you here, Jerickson. I really, really enjoyed the conversation that we have. And we give a great taste of what's the pre-construction and the attention to detail in the first phase of the project and why it's so important. So if you guys have a residential or commercial contractor company and you want to grow and scale, hit the link below right here. And this is Ann Gaspi. We are here in Constructing Future Podcast, and we are about to wrap it up the episode. Jerickson, do you want to say something else?
Thank you so much for the opportunity to having me here. Well, I hope this is going to be very beneficial for people who are in the industry and for clients who wants to bring things to life. So thank you to having me here in your space. It's amazing.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming.